man. Are you gonna get it? You got it? No, he was only one! Got him! Let's go!
So Fortnite used to be one of my favorite games, and in the 1,000 hours I'd put into it, for the most part it was a really fun and enjoyable experience. But there did come a point in Fortnite's run where it no longer became entertaining for me. And why is that? Today I'm going to be trying to answer that question, and if you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. This video has taken me a few weeks to make, and I would really appreciate the support. And without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I think we need to start off with what made Fortnite good, and how I got introduced to the game. My friend Sunny introduced me to Fortnite in late 2017, and I was hooked immediately. I think it was because I had never played any big multiplayer games, and it blew my 12-year-old mind that I was competing against 99 other real people. And even though I played day after day trying to become good, I didn't. And the majority of people didn't as well, at least for a little while. And what made the game so hard was the balance of building and shooting. No one really knew how to build, and it was a brand new concept to be able to build in a shooter. And since building was such a huge part of the game, even if they had really good aim, they'd most likely die because they didn't know how to protect themselves. But building wasn't only for defense, it could also give you an advantage offensively by being able to put yourself in an ideal spot to kill your enemy. If you didn't know how to build, you would never be good at Fortnite. And considering this was in the early stages of Fortnite before Creative or even Playground, if you wanted to practice, you would have to play a normal game, then drop in Wailing Woods, get a bunch of wood, and then hope no one shot you down or killed you while you practice. And because of this, it took most people a really long time to get good at building. But that's what made the early days so much fun. It felt like an adventure, learning about all the guns and locations on the map, and figuring out the best ways to build and discovering good strategies for winning. But some strategies that were not good for winning, but made the game really fun, are what me and my friends like to call meme strats. And if you've been a Fortnite fan for a while, you've definitely seen some of these. An example of this would be us making a sky base to max height and seeing if we could win without getting shot down. We'd usually drop in Wailing Woods and gather as much stone, wood, and metal as we could. Then we would build up to the sky and try to snipe people. Of course we'd usually get shot down, but that's what made it fun. We were terrified because we could get shot down at any moment, but I also remember thinking that this might be the round we don't get shot down and win. Another meme strat I really enjoyed was bush camping. It was so scary if you saw someone, but also really fun if they ran past you. It was especially fun if you did it with your friends and you were all in bushes near each other. But honestly, my favorite meme strat was rocket riding. The strat was pretty simple. You shot a rocket under your friend as they were jumping, and they would land on the rocket and ride it. It was especially fun if you shot your friend into the enemy team or did it while skybasing. Another challenge I really enjoyed was salty strat. You land at the blue house furthest from the gas station, and then you run and hide in the basement and wait for people to come down. My friends and I did this all the time in squads, and it was usually a blast. There were so many other fun challenges, and if I talked about every single one, this video would be a few hours long. But even if you somehow got tired of doing the meme strats or even playing the main game, there were always fun limited time game modes. I probably spent around 30% of my time in Fortnite playing these game modes. I remember playing this game mode called Close Encounters, in which you could only use shotguns and jetpacks. Since you only had shotguns, you could skybase without people really shooting you down, and even if they did shoot you down, you could just use your jetpack not to take fall damage. Whenever this game mode would be available, me and my friends would just play it for days straight, skybasing and finding other people that were doing the same and try to kill them. They also had other game modes like Sniper Shootout, in which you could only use snipers, and this made for some really funny moments where you'd be in close proximity to someone and you guys would just be no-scoping each other for like 2 minutes straight before someone finally landed their shot. They also had Steady Storm, which was just like a normal Fortnite game, except the storm never stopped moving. They had High Explosive, which was just so chaotic because everyone would just be shooting each other with grenade launchers. But my favorite and the one that went most underappreciated was The Floor is Lava. Probably because it came out later in Fortnite's run, but I really did enjoy this one. In this game mode, lava would rise throughout the round, and you try to find a high point on the map to take control of, and at the end it would just turn into people shooting each other's skybase down, but it was still a lot of fun. But they also added some new permanent game modes such as Playground. In this game mode, they gave you your own private game that you could play for up to an hour with 3 of your friends. And when this came out, it absolutely blew my mind. It was so much fun to fight your friends, or come up with fun mini games you could play. I remember the first thing I did when it came out was live streaming building a huge ramp, then ride down it with a shopping cart. And when it was finally finished, it was so worth it. It was kind of annoying that you only had an hour time limit, and if your friends weren't cooperating, you wouldn't be able to get what you wanted done in time. Like, I remember trying to build this fun obstacle course with one person sniping while everyone else was running through it, and I think it took us around 3 attempts to be able to build it with enough time to run through it. But overall, when I think about Playground, it brings back so many fun memories, like me and my friends building a spleef course, us playing countless games of hide and seek, or just me and my friends fighting to see who's better. This single game mode started to show me how creative some people in the Fortnite community were. Like, I remember seeing videos of people destroying entire locations or making sky bridges across the entire map. But overall, the Fortnite community was kind of toxic, but I loved it. I remember killing kids and them messaging me on Xbox Live telling me I suck, or something along those family-friendly lines. But my favorite was when they would invite me to an Xbox party and just yell at me and my friends. Speaking about being toxic, one of my favorite things to do when the game first came out was killing my teammates. Me and my friend Sam would do it all the time, and I think he even got banned for doing it. We would just shoot at them until they were knocked and then just troll them until they left the game. When Fortnite finally removed friendly fire, we had to come up with more creative ways of killing our teammates, whether it was knocking them off the side of the map with impulse grenades or shooting them down when they built high up. Even though it was really toxic and kind of messed up, it was still a lot of fun. Also, I think that Fortnite's cosmetics added a lot of fun to the game and helped the game rise in popularity, for better or for worse. I do understand why people get mad at Epic for their cosmetics. One skin can cost up to 2,000 V-Bucks, which is equivalent to $20, but you have to see where Epic Games is coming from. I know this is cliche, but first of all, you gotta remember that Epic Games is a business, so their goal is to make money. Also, they have hundreds, if not thousands, of employees to pay. And at least while I was playing the game, they were releasing an update every week for free, which was probably not cheap to make. In addition to hosting thousands of games at the same time, which can't be cheap to run. And their game is literally free. So I'm not too mad at Fortnite for making their skins up to $20 and making the battle pass around $10. Also, I think the battle passes, at least the earlier ones, were definitely worth $10. Trying to do all the daily and weekly challenges to unlock new levels in the battle pass was so much fun, and every day checking to see what was in the item shop was always a thrill. And it wasn't like you had to spend hundreds of dollars to get really cool skins. Right now I'm showing you all the skins I own, and I spent around $30 on the game, and I bought Save the World. And one of the last things I think that added a lot of fun to Fortnite was their vehicles. The first vehicle they added was a shopping cart, which was really fun to mess with in Playground mode, but you wouldn't use it seriously in the real game. But it was still fun to mess around with. And another reason I liked it was because there's this video going around of this glitch where you could get to Spawn Island using the shopping cart. The way you did it was building all the way out to the border of the island, then build a huge ramp and ride the shopping cart down it through the barrier, and that would get you onto Spawn Island. You'd only have a little bit of time to mess around because the storm would be killing you, but it was still a lot of fun. I remember me and my friends doing this for like a week straight until they patched it. There was also one more memorable glitch that made the game really fun. In this glitch, you could get under the ground in Fatal Fields and Salty Springs. This glitch became so popular that they were threatening to ban people if they caught them using this glitch or uploading videos on YouTube. I remember my friend Preston and I figuring out about this glitch because some guy killed us under the ground at Fatal Fields, and then we just kept landing at Fatal Fields till we figured out where you could get underground. But even though we could get potentially banned, my friends and I really didn't care. And we used this strat for like 2 days until they patched it. But going back to vehicles, the next vehicle they added after the shopping cart was the golf cart, which was really cool because you could fit all your friends on it and it was a lot quicker than walking. Using the golf cart was still risky though. If a team pulled up behind you, they could just start beaming you down and potentially kill your entire team, which is definitely not the case for later vehicles. And the next vehicle they added was the quad crasher. The quad crasher was really fast and you could even boost for quick bursts of speed, but the downside was you could only fit 2 people. These 3 vehicles were perfect in the sense that they weren't too overpowered, but they were still fun to use. My problem is when you add things like planes, cars, ballers, and boats. They're just kind of too overpowered and it takes the fun away. If someone's shooting at you, you can just easily escape and it kind of takes the threat away. In the older vehicles, when you were shot at, it was a lot more scary because you had a good chance of taking a lot of damage or even dying, but the riskiness of the older vehicles added a lot of fun to it. So far I've talked about elements that added fun to the game, but let me talk about the base of the game and why it's so much fun. What made the early days of Fortnite so much fun was the sheer difficulty of the game. I'd probably put at least 200 hours into the game at this point. But when I got my first win, it was the best feeling in the world, especially because it was a solo win. I remember I got 8 kills and I'd killed the last guy with a grenade launcher, and I ran around my house screaming. It was especially cool because it was my birthday, and winning was rare for me at the time. Because if you're winning all the time, and the competition is really easy, you don't get moments like these. Also, when you're bad at the game like I was, it's a lot more satisfying to kill someone, especially if you knew they were better than you. I think the main reason it felt good was because you knew you had caused someone to go back to the lobby, and you knew their game was ruined. This was especially true in duos and squads because you knew that person would have to watch their teammates play without them, and it was all because of you. It's probably a terrible thing, I found pleasure in that, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Another reason it was fun was because when you're bad, you're scared of everyone. So when you get into fights or see people, you're terrified, but it's the fun type of terrified. It's like when you're playing hide and seek and the seeker comes into the room that you're hiding in. You're scared they're gonna find you, but it's also exciting that they might walk right past you. It was also more fun when you got into fewer fights because it made each fight feel more exciting. And it also caused there to be more people left in the final few circles, which made the game more chaotic and fun, as well as making the game feel better paced. I played a few months ago with one of my younger cousins, and every time we'd make it to the end, there would be only like 1 or 2 teams left. and I think that's one of the biggest problems for current Fortnite. It's not very well paced. Too many people die in the early and mid game, which leaves the end game feeling boring because there's not as much action. The reason this makes it less fun is because chaos is fun, but also if you're solo in a duos or squads match, you have a lot smaller chance of winning when it's less chaotic. In Season 8 I started playing competitive Fortnite, which was really fun at first, but then it got really frustrating. But something I really liked about it was when you got into the final few circles, there were like 30 people left, which made it so much fun. And the reason there's less people alive in later circles than there used to be is because when you first start playing and you get your first few kills and your first few victory royales, you are ecstatic. You probably ran around your house screaming, and you did it because it was exciting, but after a certain point it's not as exciting as it used to be. So now you need to get more wins and more kills to reach the same level of excitement. But there comes a point where you just can't get the same amount of wins and kills to reach that level. And because of that, a lot of people become unsatisfied and frustrated with the game, so they quit. And once they quit, they start to hate on Fortnite and hate on the game. So, was Fortnite's fall from the public eye inevitable? I believe so. If you think of anything that becomes popular, and I mean really popular, let's take Among Us for example. When it first becomes popular, everyone including me thought it was a pretty cool concept. But as the game becomes more and more popular and grows a larger audience, with the majority of them being younger kids, like Fortnite did, it begins to grow a bad reputation. And with the release of mobile and Switch versions of Fortnite, if you played it, you were compared to an 8-year-old on his mom's iPhone. It also didn't help that people were starting to get burnt out and dissatisfied with Fortnite. And because of this, they started to blame Epic Games for the game's bad reputation. So what did Epic Games do wrong? As I said earlier, they released an update every single week, but for the most part, the week-to-week stuff wasn't too bad. And I'd even say the first year of Fortnite, the week-to-week stuff was really fun. They kept coming up with really cool ideas, but after around a year, you could definitely tell they were getting exhausted and tired of updating the game every week. The updates started to feel rushed, and the content they were putting out every week just made the game more frustrating. And at this point, you could tell the updates are starting to cater towards newer players. Like one week they added this item called the boombox, which would just destroy everything you built in a certain radius. But for the week-to-week updates, the worst that could happen was it maybe make the game annoying for a day or two. But then later, Epic Games would either nerf the item or make it rare. The main problem was whatever guns, items, or vehicles they added in a seasonal update would stay for the rest of the season. Don't get me wrong, having different seasons was really cool. Every few months you had something to look forward to, and I'll never forget the feeling of running home when a new season came out. But I just wish they would have listened to the community more when a new season came out. I remember in Season 7 they added airplanes, and everyone begged for 3 months for them to get rid of them, but they wouldn't get rid of them until the season was over. And in Season 8 they added ballers, and everyone wanted them removed, but they wouldn't remove them until Season 9. And so you can see where that kind of gets a little annoying. Also, every October they'd add zombies to the game, which were so annoying, and I don't know a single person that liked them. They also removed the pump shotgun in Season 9, and they started to change and remove main locations like Greasy Grove and Anarchy Acres, which caused the game not to feel the same as it used to. And also for a period of time, you could deploy your glider anytime, which was really weird. And I remember when they removed it, everyone just kept falling to their death because they were used to it. But as I said earlier, a massive amount of Fortnite's players were younger kids. And I think around the Season 7, Season 8, Season 9 time, Fortnite started to cater a lot towards a younger audience. They started to add a lot of stupid stuff to keep their attention, like planes and jetpacks, and I think this really hurt the game in the long run. But even though Epic Games messed up a lot, I don't think there's anything they really could have done to save their game long term. Fortnite used to be one of my favorite games, and being able to watch all these old clips of mine and other streamers while working on this video has been a true joy. I feel blessed for being able to experience the glory days of Fortnite with my friends, and I have so many fun memories. But I have faith that the glory days aren't in the past and that there's still a lot of fun memories to come. And if you didn't get to experience the glory days, I think you'll be able to soon. You guys might be saying, yo McCade, what are you talking about? I didn't notice till I was doing research for this video, but Fortnite plans to let the community make modded versions of the game using the Unreal Engine. And when or if this comes out, I know people will remake old versions of the game. And if people or even Epic is willing to host them, you know I'll be back. I hope my best days of Fortnite are ahead, and I'm excited to make a bunch of new memories with my friends. Whenever at 1K, I'm going to be doing a week-long live stream where I rewatch all my old videos, and I'm really excited to relive a bunch of old memories. But I'm especially excited to relive the glory days of Fortnite. And if you've made it this far and you're still not subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you help me get to 1K. And if you have any other friends that you think would enjoy this video, make sure to send it to them. And without further ado, let's get into the Bible verse of the week. John 4:14. This is Jesus speaking, and he says, "But whoever drinks of the water that I will give them will never be thirsty again. The water that I will give him will become a spring of water welling up to eternal life." In life, we look to other things to satisfy our thirst, but no matter how many different things we look to, nothing will ever satisfy us long term, except Jesus. And if you're feeling empty and dissatisfied, I beg you to turn to God and give him a chance. I promise you, you won't regret it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to thank you guys for the recent support, and God be with you all. Bye.
I got it pretty like a girl. Then he got vice towards the girl. See both sides like you know. See on both sides like